Good morning, Wanderers. Welcome to Doug Wanders the Midwest. And today we hit up Route 66 from St. Louis all the way up to Chicago. All right, guys. So today we're going to head up all the way through this great state of Illinois. And hopefully we're going to get to Joliet. So we'll see how far we get. We got to go the whole state in a day. So let's get at it. Come wander with me. All right, guys, as we were leaving St. Louis, before we go over the old river, we had to get Ted Drew's. We were sad because we didn't get a chance to get the frozen custard to this time around. Next time maybe, but it is probably one of the best. And they even have a little neon here. All right, and then there's the donut shop. Drive it. With its neon still lit. All right, guys, we're coming into St. Louis, downtown. You can kind of see the arch over there to the right. We are headed through St. Louis and on to Illinois. Continue. All right. Good old arch. St. Louis Blues, is that what that is? Yep, St. Louis Blues, and then the Ferris wheel is over there too, if you can see. It's a cool stadium. And as my wife says, there's Hogwarts. Harry Potter. Mississippi. We are officially in Illinois right now. Good view of the arch. St. Louis. All right, guys, the famous Luna Cafe. Welcome to Hamel, Illinois. We actually ate lunch there before. Welcome to Livingston, Illinois. And this is one of our favorite places. We love stopping here. Pretty cool little antiques. I'm gonna drive around. Look at that, they got the dino. Eats. The pig, the airplane over there. The pink pig. Got the alien flying saucer, and I believe that's Abraham Lincoln or something over there. Looks like him at least. Look at the elephant sticking out of the old building. The other side, there's an alien. Got Elvin and the chipmunks back in there. This the big boy. I don't know who this guy is. Bumpy in here, sorry. Livingston, the elephant by the front door. And then, of course, they got Trump. Flying saucers. It's crazy. I love this guy just chilling. And they got the whole bug Pretty sure over here on this side there's more. Yeah, there's skeletons. Skeletons hanging off the side of the building. It's crazy. So they must have some kind of like a haunted house here at some point. I don't know. During Halloween time. All right, Livingston, we're out of here. Cool place to check out though. All right, guys. The Rabbit Ranch, Staunton, Illinois. Of course, they have the rabbits. All right, I'm gonna get out here. Gotta walk you around a little bit. All right, so here's more of the Rabbit Ranch. So Henry, I believe, is the one who owned this. Has recently passed, so I don't know what the property is, but he used to have all those rabbits. So I don't know, but here's all the car rabbits. And then they have this, it's really mushy back here from all the rain, the flooding that we've been having. Shoes are now soaked. All right, so here's the large rabbit, and here's all the pet rabbits he used to have. Big Red, Elvis, Anna, Marshall, Bernie, Bueller, Graphite, Ash, Junior, Shaft, Snot. And here's the famous bunny, the rabbit. They even got a little horse down here. I don't remember that. All right. Dilbert, Mike, Daryl, Little Hobo, Bo and Diddy, Charlie. And they keep going on and on. All right. Back in the car so I don't have to be soaked. Historic Route 66, Illinois. Rabbit Ranch. Look at this, guys. 25 cents. Wouldn't that be nice? All right, guys, look at this. Just outside of the town there, next to the rabbit, we have a rocking chair. Rabbit Ranch is what I was trying to say. I never finished my thought. Pretty cool. Not the biggest one, that's for sure. Not like the other one the other day in Missouri. Here we go. So this is a drive-through Route 66. It's country classic cars. See that right there. It's right off of Route 66. And that is the 1940s to 1970 something road. So that's the confusing part, guys. There's like some of these towns, there's like 2 or 3 different roads you can take. So gotta pay attention, gotta do your homework before you come. In other words, you'll just be traveling around and missing some of the things that you want to see. So you can tell we branched to the left. It branched off to the 40s to the 1977. This is the 30 to 40. And you can tell how small the road is compared to the other one. It's so much narrower for sure. All right, so we are arriving in Mount Olive. There's supposed to be a service station up here. Here's the Shell service station. All these little cool gas stations that are no longer working. And you can kind of see the original 66 right next. Like here's our road now, but you can see the old style, and they have these little pull-ins that you can go. Pretty cool stuff. Guys, so we are in Litchfield, and this is the historic train depot. There's a few things to look at when you get into Litchfield. This is one of them, and then here's the train tracks right here. All right, so here's the Artisan Calf, and then Jubelt's, which is a nice bakery. We've actually had donuts from there. And then we have the Litchfield Museum of Route 66. All little historic things. I'll flip around here. All right, so here's the museum. It's got a little neon right here. And across the street is Jubelt's Bakery. At the intersection, there's a Route 66 Illinois sign. I gotta like that too. And then off to here is where we're gonna be heading. All right, guys, so this is Skyview Drive-In Theater. This is the oldest operating drive-in still in the state of Illinois. It's pretty big. It's part of the historic spots on Route 66. So this drive-in actually opened in 1950. It's still the only one operating on Route 66 in Illinois right now. Pretty cool. Look at this road, guys. This Route 66 road is old. This is the 20s and 30s. Way out past Litchfield. It's hard to believe roads were this narrow. This little bridge.
Congratulations. Your passport has been stamped.
Our passport was stamped. So this is the $1 Million Courthouse in Carlinville. Right off of Route 66.
Congratulations.
And we got our passport stamped. This is kind of a cool little building too. County Jail is the Route 66. Remember that? Like Spidey found Route 66. So here's another historic area in Carlinville. I'll show you here in a second. This is the Carlinville City Hall building. All right, so this is Scooby. Scooby watching you. We finally found that thing. We were looking for it. So we found our gem.
Continue on Illinois Route 4.
Look at this little sign, man. It's pretty cool. It's all sparkly. Celebrating Carlinville. And there's the little truck. All right, we're gonna search for some turkeys. I wonder if we can find some turkeys. Well, look at that. It's a turkey. We found the turkey. And the famous, iconic turkey tracks. All right, we're gonna get out and take a look at this real quick. All right, out in the middle of nowhere, in the midst of Illinois, they paved this. And this, well, not this particular turkey, but a turkey walked across the paved road and made turkey tracks. People come from everywhere in the world to see these. It's pretty cool to actually be here in person. You can see the shield. Just a little spot of turkey tracks. That's so cool. Turkey tracks! All right, guys, one thing to consider, that's on the 1920s to 30s route. It is way off the beat. It's on Route 66, but you have to go through these like little loops to find it. And it's like right in the middle. There's like the second loop has the turkey tracks. All right, good luck finding it. Not really easy. All right, so we turned on the 26 to 30s. Here's a little, looks like a bar. Sleds. All right, guys, welcome to Burden. They have like a little historic park here. This is Battle of Burden, but I'm pretty sure the big thing is here's the mural on the side of this wall or on this building. And a Subway. All right, guys. So this is a 1.4 mile stretch of the original brick road on Route 66. We missed this the last couple of times we've been around here, so it's kind of actually cool. Though it's quite bumpy. So, but yeah, we missed it, and I'm glad we get a chance to see it now. Travel from here all the way to California and stuff. It'd be crazy. All right, guys, so about 4 miles off of Route 66, this is the Sugar Creek covered bridge. And obviously it goes over Sugar Creek. You can hear little woodpeckers. They're all over the place. But here's the covered bridge. We love our covered bridges. We always check them out in the Tennessee videos we always do. But look at this. Super cool. Back it out a little bit. Too bad people have to feel the need to do graffiti on everything, but what are you gonna do? That's that. You can hear all the woodpeckers pecking away. Very cool. You can see these boards, kind of rough. But no more cars will be going on this. This is just a walk area for people to check out. All right, you can see it from the side a little bit. It's pretty hard because if I go any further, I'll fall in the water. All right, that's it. You're back to Route 66. All right, guys, so we made it to Springfield, Illinois. We're gonna grab some lunch. We were gonna go to the Cozy Dog, the home of the corn dog, but it's closed on Sundays. But look at this guy. That's the world's largest shield, which I've seen that, but there's a guy underneath there I've never seen before. He must be new. That's awesome. Here, look at this place, guys. Motorheads. It's got all kinds of cool stuff. Look at this out here. Look at this. Alright, so there's your starters. Burgers. I'm looking at that. The Dino Dog. pizza here too. Wraps, sandwiches, all kinds of sort. Alright guys, the French onion soup. It is hot as a mother. Looks good. Alright guys, food has arrived. That's the foot long, half pounder with some tater tots, all the fixins, and then my wife got the pizza. It looks really good. The pizza looks really good. Crispy, thin crust. Alright guys, look at that. It's all dressed up. Look at this place, guys. I didn't even see this. It's all kinds of signs. Wow. It's got the St. Louis home opener on today. Cozy dog, that's what we were gonna eat. So cool. Look at this stuff. Sweet car. It's incredible. So much stuff in here, guys. Oh, Burma shave. I want this for my Route 66 man cave. That's cool. It has like a diner tray. That's so cool. Superman. There's just so much to see. Coca-Cola fridges. These little workbenches that they're actually using, regular phone booth. Look at this. My goodness. Try to catch it all in. And of course that lady has her middle finger up. I noticed that. And then we got some records. The disco ball. Super cool, look at that. Alright, had to get that in. Better shot than last time. Route 66 Hotel in Springfield. We're back on the road. Alright, so that's the famous Cozy Dog. We were gonna eat there, but as you can tell, people are circling it because it's closed. Alright, so Lauterbach. Giant is at this tire auto sale place, service place. There he is. Alright guys, here's the capital of Springfield. Now we're gonna go see Lincoln's home. Alright guys, so these are like that's the conference center. You have all these old homes. Honeybees at work. Oh, they got honeybees over there. Yep. Honeybees. All right, guys, so this is Abraham Lincoln's childhood home. Restored and back in here. It's pretty cool. That's from the side view. Here's some of the other homes. They have these little wagons with wheels on them sitting out here. Alright, so it talks a little bit about the home. 1839. So they moved, Lincoln family moved in 1844. Then it was built to 2 stories. Then Lincoln family moved to Washington, D.C. Lincoln home was deeded to the state of Illinois in 1887. Officially became a National Historic Site in 1972. And there it is. The Lincoln home. So this is the boyhood home of Julius Rosenwald. It's also in the historic area of Abraham Lincoln. On the Easter Bunny. It's just hanging out. Alright guys, so here is the capital of Illinois, Springfield. Capitol building. What a awesome building that is. Alright guys, so this is Union Station. Very awesome building. Check out this little service station. It's pretty cool. Good old Abraham Lincoln. Alright, so we are at the fairgrounds in Springfield. Gonna get all the Chicago to St. Louis, the beginning of the line. Here's too much to mention. There's too much to mention on just a few signs. The Illinois Route 66 experience. It would be more fun to go by air if we could put these signs up there. Burma Shave. Famous Burma Shave. Look at all the Route 66 signs. Bel Air, drive-in. Chain of Rocks. Hotel. Look at all these old signage. Look at all these cool. Alright guys, so we are in Williamsville. This is a little train station right off of Route 66. Historic spot.
1/4 of a mile.
Alright, here's the little service station. Texaco. And they have a little dyno. Sinclair dyno. That's that little Coke machine is pretty cool too. Oh, look at that little car too. Historic station. Alright, so we have arrived at Elkhart, Illinois. This is the historic sites of on Route 66. And they have a Ronald McDonald here. They also have a little hobby raceway. There's Ronald McDonald. So this is John P. Joliet Memorial Bridge, and just on the outskirts of Elkhart. It's kind of cool. All right, guys. So we have arrived at the Pig Hip, hippity hippity hop, Pig Hip. Restaurant over 50 years. It is no longer. but it is a historic site. It burned down, didn't it? Did it burn down, or did it just close? I'll have to read. Hold on just a second. All right, so the story goes, it actually closed, and they turned it into a museum, and then it burnt down in March 5 of 2007. So therefore, that is why there's no pig hip. But the story lives on at the historic site of the pig hip. And check out this dandy of a hotel right next to the pig hip. All right, so here is the mill on 66. They also have like this little area in there you can go and talk about the pig hip. The mill. All right, guys, so here is the world's largest covered wagon. And obviously you got Abraham Lincoln. He's got himself a book. Of course, if you know anything about Abraham Lincoln, he was studying law, by the way. Check out this little gas station. All right, guys, it's the Postville Courthouse. This is supposedly where Lincoln practiced his law. And the actual original, and this is a replica, the original is actually brought into Greenfield Village in Detroit, where the original was taken down and brought all the way over there and reset back up in the village. But here's a replica. All right, so here's the court building downtown Lincoln. We're gonna go look for the phone booth on the roof. I love this. That's pretty cool. Hey y'all, look at this. There's a phone booth on a roof. That is hilarious. I cannot believe you spotted that. I have to give that all to my wife because I would have spotted that. All right, guys, so we're in Atlanta, Illinois, coming into downtown, Route 66. All right, so here's the library and this really cool clock tower. Atlanta is one of my favorite spots on Route 66 because it's got so much. Murals, and they also have lots of giants. Our first one coming up is the hot dog guy. There he is, Bunyan Giant. Now, the nice thing about Atlanta too is a lot of these shops there's arcades throughout the entire city here, so kind of cool little pinball arcades. And then here we are with another giant. Here's the American Giants Museum, but unfortunately looks like it's closed today. This guy always looks like the guy from Mad Magazine. Chubby's Bar and Grill. All right, so Lumi, the giant, is right down the street from downtown. It's closer to the highway. Only female, I believe, as a giant. Welcome to McLean, Illinois. We're gonna be stopping at the world's oldest truck stop. It was opened in 1928. It's been renovated multiple times over the years. It burnt down, I believe, in 1968. But this is the oldest, and on Route 66, right next to I-55. And right across from the Dixie Plaza, which is where we were, is the train depot. McLean Train Depot. All right, we're in Bloomington, Illinois. Check that out. That's cool. Hey guys, we're in Bloomington, Illinois, and this is Carl. And he is located at Carl's Ice Cream. Pretty cool. All right, guys, you can't go to Carl's without getting some ice cream. You got it. Look at that. Coffee and strawberry. Coffee up. Let's go. Another awesome little gift store / old pump. And this is located in Normal, Illinois. All right, guys, so I don't know if you remember this one, but this is called Dead Man's Curve. Starts right here. Dead Man's Curve. Around the curve, lickety split. Beautiful car, wasn't it? So supposedly, as people were traveling out here, this curve, they went too fast and ended up running into, well, rolling into this house that used to be there. No, it's not there anymore, but so this is Memory Lane, and all these woods used to be up and they cut them all down, so now you can actually see the signs, but they used to be all hidden in this thicket like woods. And you can see how small the actual Route 66 road was. It's like 1.5 car widths. So we decided to come back through here because we wanted to see all this stuff. Custard. Look at these signs. It's crazy. Instead of, it says Reliant Horn instead of, what does it say? Instead of brake. Boy, that's really bumpy. Could you imagine driving far on that kind of road? That's crazy. We have made it to Odell. Roadside attraction. This is a really cool little fill station.
Oh, it is there. The camper.
Yeah, the camper's there too. Yeah, there it is. We got a lot of souvenirs in here too. They got cool souvenirs. That's the historic landmark. And they have this little tunnel because Route 66 used to be so busy they'd have to go under this tunnel to get across to the school over here. All right, guys, so we're here at Joliet. Cool little filling station.
To the right.
Such a cool place. Stop up here for a second. We are running low on time. Big time. Whew. But here's a historic filling station here in Joliet. All right, guys, we made it to Gardner. This always has a cool little shop right here with the bug sticking out of it. And they also have their, there's the Route 66 sign. And they have that little jail cell that's over here. Not to mention this little gift shop that is always so cool. So cool. Fortunately, we're getting later and later. Alright guys, here's the little mini jail cell, but they also have that little restaurant that they have over here. It's always so cute. Here's the little restaurant, the Riviera restaurant. You can stop it if you want. That's cute. And you can see the little typewriter right there. Bar stools and
welcome to Gardner, Illinois.
with these little cells. Party Fife. Not much gets by me, he says. Built in 1906. This could be your cot. Garbage in there. And you can sign in. Have a stove, keep you warm. Alright guys, we made it to Braidwood, established in 1865. They have this little zooish-like creation made out of, I don't even know what it's made out of actually. Just a bunch of garbage, recycled stuff. But it's cool. And the other area of interest will be the Polka Dot Inn. And it's our first sign of the Blues Brothers. Finally, we're getting closer to Chicago, Joliet. Some other familiar characters. Betty Boop, James Dean, Marilyn Monroe, and of course Elvis. Alright, so there's the sign, and we're off. Check this cool little car out here too. That's sweet. So we got another Elvis with the guitar. Look at that drive-in. And then Superman. Don't forget the phone booth. Gonna come out dressed like Clark. Alright, one more shot of the old Polka Dot Inn. Alright, we made it to Wilmington, Illinois. And guess who's here, guys? It's the Gemini Giant. We've been waiting to see this guy for about a couple years now. Last time he was ripped down. He was refurbished. And he just was put up. So he's back. And man, does he look good. That color looks fantastic. They spent some time on him. Man, this is really cool to see though. All right, guys, the Gemini Giant. How awesome is it? Finally to get to see the Gemini Giant. Oh my goodness. This guy has been crazy. Been refurbished and taken down and all kinds of things. So I'm really excited to see him back up. All right, Gemini Giant, we are out of here. It was nice to finally get a chance to meet you. And what a historic, iconic giant he is. So cool. That's another cool mural. He's hiding on us to see if we can get it pull up. Gotta love the St. Clair Dinos. Right above the old tire station. Brakes, oil changes, service place. You got the Route 66 Creamery right here. Is it open?
Yep.
Yeah, it's open. Just nobody there right now. So here's a launching pad that they sold, and this is where the Gemini Giant used to stand. But I think his home is way better right now. Very cool. There's the raceway, Chicago Raceway. Here's the Joliet Speedway. See if we can get an open spot. There it is. Kind of. Chicago Speedway is much bigger, that's for sure. Yep, and that's the Chicago Raceway. It's massive. Look, guys, it's the Blues Brothers, Jake and Elwood. Finally escaped from jail. We're heading towards Joliet, but who knows if we're gonna get there or not. With the our time is a ticking. Sun is going down. All right, guys, we have made it to Joliet. Finally, our last destination of the day.
Washington Street.
All right, one other point of interest is the Rialto. It's a cool little place, theater. And there's also a cool mural over here to the left. I always love that. Looks like they're doing some construction over here. Holy smokes. There's the cool Route 66 sign. All right, guys, we are rolling up on Joliet Prison. One of the cool but creepy, sketchy places on Route 66. And obviously this is not on Route 66, it's a few miles. Now, I did a tour of this video, so if you want to see that, feel free to check it out. But it is a real creepy place, man. We went in there, man, I had chills. All right, guys, if you guys remember the Blues Brothers movie, this is when they got let out of prison, and this is where he came out of the doors right here to get picked up, right across the street from it. Got that little barber shop that used to be a filling station, and look at that church, guys. Cathedral's amazing. All right, guys, this might be the last thing I show you tonight. Here's the Joliet Welcoming Center. It's museum. It's got some really cool gift shop in there. Pretty cool place to check out. It is obviously closed this late on a Sunday.
Point of interest.
Dixon 66. Look at this nice neon, rich and creamy.
Point of interest.
Guys, that is it. We went all the way from St. Louis, Missouri, all the way through the whole state of Illinois. Pretty much, we didn't get a chance to do Chicago area. It's getting too dark, and we actually have to hit a expressway back to Kalamazoo. But we did quite a bit in one day. We started this morning about 7 o'clock. And we're now, what time is it? It's 7:18. So we traveled for a long time on Route 66. Did everything that we possibly could that we wanted to at this point. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed. Again, it was not a full video. I do have the full videos all the way from Chicago to St. Louis. So check it out. And I'll try to see if I can put a link to that video in the content. And we appreciate you. Continue to wander, and we'll do the same. Happy weekend, everybody.